Good evening and thank you for tuning in to St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. A St. George man was arrested Thursday after allegedly arranging a meet-up to have sex with a woman and her 13-year-old daughter, only to find out it was a sting set up by St. George police. 22-year-old Taylor John Hummel faces a potential sentence of up to life in prison for a felony charge of conspiracy to commit rape of a child. Homeland Security special agents conducted an operation on Backpage.com aiming to identify child sex predators. A federal agent posed as a mother offering sex with her daughter for money, and Hummel allegedly responded to the ad. When Hummel arrived at the agreed-upon residence, he exchanged money with an undercover agent and was arrested. Hummel has since posted his $20,000 bail. He is scheduled to appear in court again on May 22nd. Authorities are investigating an officer-involved shooting that took place in Murray early Saturday morning. Shortly before 1 a.m., an officer with adult probation and parole was on duty participating in a Metro gang unit operating near 4500 South and Main Street in Murray City. A car pulled up next to the officer at a spotlight when the suspect, a passenger in the vehicle, got out and approached the officer's window and initiated an aggressive confrontation, which led to the officer firing shots at the suspect. The suspect got back in the vehicle and that driver fled the scene. The driver later took the suspect to the hospital for treatment and he was admitted in critical condition. Authorities learned the suspect was on parole while the driver of the vehicle was on probation with the Utah Department of Corrections. That driver was later arrested. A 55-year-old man was killed Monday after being struck by a vehicle while crossing the street. Around 11:20 a.m. Nevada time, Mesquite police responded to a pedestrian-involved accident near the intersection of Mesa Boulevard and Pioneer Boulevard. Police said the man had been crossing Mesa Boulevard when he was hit by a northbound vehicle. Mesquite police and fire units arrived at the scene and initiated life-saving measures. However, the man died after being taken to Mesa View Regional Hospital. The name of that victim has not yet been released. A suspect in a double stabbing incident out of Sandy was arrested in St. George Monday morning after being chased down by police.
This guy, he only basically grabbed a really large knife, attacked his teenage sister and his father. They were then transported to local hospitals in critical condition. He's at the scene prior to us arriving.
Throughout the night, we've received information that subject named Sione, I believe his last name is pronounced Vite, out of Sandy City, a suspect involved in a stabbing with his family. We were notified he may be in our area. This morning we were able to verify that that subject was in our area at a residence, and ourselves as well as the Utah Highway Patrol have been involved in surveilling the residence and coming up with a plan to address the situation. The suspect left the residence in a truck, and officers attempted to stop him from leaving that area and detain him. What we do know is that contact was made with the suspect's truck at least 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, they friggin' pit maneuvered the dude. I guess he got away.
And led St. George police officers on a pursuit. The pursuit was mainly focused in the area of Mall Drive, from Riverside Drive to about 270 North. During that event, the pit maneuver was employed on 2 separate occasions, once by the Utah Highway Patrol and once by an officer from our agency. Those efforts resulted in the apprehension of the suspect. His vehicle was disabled and he did comply with officers and was taken into custody without further action. Fortunately, at this point, the only thing we're dealing with is property damage, considering the locations and the situation involved. We're fortunate and we're glad that that's all that took place, with some property was damaged. Potential charges may include felony evasion, and then there may be some other traffic offenses included in that. The investigation is still ongoing. We're coordinating with Utah Highway Patrol, but as far as what's taken place in St. George, the St. George Police Department's taking the lead on that investigation. We're definitely feeling better that he's in custody now for both agencies.
Zion National Park is known for its magnificent trails, but currently one of its most popular hikes, the Narrows, is closed due to high water levels from snowmelt. The closure affects all routes that exit through the Narrows, according to an alert issued by the National Park Service. That area will remain closed until the water drops below 150 cubic feet per second. The walls of the Narrows are 1,000 feet in places, and the width of the canyon narrows to only 20 to 30 feet wide at points. President Donald Trump says he's moving rapidly to find a replacement for ousted FBI Director James Comey, but questions still remain about that firing. Meanwhile, we've learned lawmakers on Capitol Hill will hear from a top Justice Department official involved later this week. Megan Hughes has the latest.
President Trump meeting with the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi ahead of his first foreign trip as president on Friday. When asked about the process of picking a new FBI director, Trump says it's very good.
Moving rapidly.
Over the weekend, candidates arriving at the Justice Department for interviews as the White House continues to play defense.
We've got to be very clear as to the reason that the president took the actions that he did. He knew that what he did could be detrimental to himself. It could lengthen the investigation. But he knew it was the right thing for the country, the right thing for the FBI, and the right thing to get to the bottom of this.
Members of Congress are hoping to hear more from former FBI Director James Comey.
The American people deserve to know the truth just as much, if not more, than the Senate does.
Some Democratic House members are calling for Trump's impeachment, citing Trump's acknowledgement that the Russia investigation was a factor in Comey's firing. And this tweet suggesting there may be tapes of his conversations.
Keep in mind, first of all, it's legal to tape in Washington, D.C.
ABC legal analyst Dan Abrams on GMA says talk of impeachment is premature.
People forget impeachment is a political act. It's not a legal act. You need the political will to even really investigate this, much less prosecute it and potentially convict. We're not there.
As to those tapes, the White House will not say whether they exist or whether the president will respond to formal requests from legislators.
I think that I said, I was very clear that the president would have nothing further on that.
Meteorologist Chris Summers is in next with your Southern Utah forecast.
The weather tonight is brought to you by Experamac. Experience Mac computers in a new way.
And welcome back, everyone. Good Monday evening to you. Have a few scattered showers, even a couple of thunderstorms making their way through parts of Arizona and southern Utah, as you see here on radar. A few of those showers making their way here into St. George. They'll continue over the next hour or so. Should by about the midnight hour, we get most of the activity out of our region. As we get into overnight, then we'll see temperatures actually cool off a little bit, and look like some cool temperatures hanging around for the next couple of days. Highs staying into the 70s compared to the 80s like we saw late last week. Now here's look at your highs from today: 75 degrees in St. George, 73 degrees in Hurricane, 67 degrees in Enterprise and Cedar City, 77 in Mesquite, and 74 degrees the high today in Las Vegas. Taking a look at our temperatures overnight tonight. Again, seeing a few showers around even through the midnight hour or so, but dropping back to 34 in Cedar City by tomorrow morning. Everyone else into the upper 40s by tomorrow morning, with most of the activity of showers getting out of here again by about midnight or so, if not even earlier than that. And then overnight, we do clear the skies out a little bit and go partly to mostly clear as we get into the overnight hours of our Monday. Now for your Tuesday in Cedar City, we'll see mainly clear skies to start the day, about 38 at 7 o'clock in the morning, 54 by noon. A few more clouds coming in, and could see a few of those clouds in the afternoon too. High temperature reaching 63, west-southwest winds up to 20 miles per hour as we head through the day on our Tuesday. Now in St. George and southern Utah, temperatures again a little bit cooler than we've been seeing lately. We should see a lot of sunshine through much of the day, maybe a few clouds increasing by the afternoon. And we'll look for the high temperature reaching 73. Again, west-southwest winds could be as high as 20 miles per hour as we head throughout the day on Tuesday. Now, what else can we expect to see over the next several days? Well, a lot of sunshine, really pretty pleasant temperature-wise for our Tuesday across much of southern Utah. Now, for Wednesday, we do see a little more breeze picking up. Could see a little bit of rain develop too, mainly overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday. Now, if you go a little further north into parts of central and northern parts of Utah, especially some of the higher elevations, may run into a little bit of snow. Could be seeing as much as a foot of snow in some areas, especially in northern Utah. So if you're heading that way, make sure on Wednesday you are prepared for that. Here in southern Utah, though, I think we're going to stay mainly dry, maybe a few showers around, and a little bit cooler by the end of the work week with lots of sunshine still in the forecast. Here's what it looks like then for your Tuesday. Again, seeing a little bit of rain developing just to our east and through actually off to our east and to our north up near Salt Lake City as well. Just some chillier air filtering back in behind that system. That's why I may see a little bit of snow mixed in as we get into parts of central and northern Utah here next several days. But otherwise, we're going to see temperatures in the low 60s from Cedar City to Newcastle. See those temperatures in the low 60s for your Tuesday. Back to the low to mid 70s down to our south, St. George at 73 with partly sunny skies. And 7-day forecast for Cedar City, 53 by Wednesday. Again, maybe see a few showers around. We do warm up by Friday though, and then back in the 70s for Cedar City. By the time we get to the upcoming weekend around St. George and southern Utah, temperatures back into the upper 60s to low 70s on Wednesday, but then we do eventually warm back up and look by the weekend getting close to 90 once again as we head to Sunday and Monday of next week. But definitely got to keep an eye on that system Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Again, not going to expect to see a lot of snow around our area, of course, but a little bit further north, wouldn't be surprised to see a couple inches of snow in some areas. Some of the valley floors and that may pick up a little bit of that snow early Wednesday morning. So I have to keep an eye on that, especially around the Cedar City area. You may see a little bit of snow mixed in with a little bit of light rain, but hard to believe. Middle part of May, and we're still talking about some snow, about a winter weather, that's for sure.
Pretty nice looking around here.
Yeah, very nice looking actually, and actually a lot warmer by the weekend, back near 90 by Sunday.
All right, thanks, Chris. KCSG has teamed up with Planet Fitness St. George to give away a one-year Black Card membership worth $400. You can enter at kcsg.com or the KCSG Facebook page. Be sure to tune into our news broadcast every day at 8 until the contest ends May 28th to get the keyword for 30 bonus entries. And tonight's keyword is planet. We'll be right back. She's only 8, but a Mississippi girl is finding success with her self-made lemonade business, in between those homework assignments, of course. This isn't just your typical sidewalk lemonade stand. It is an actual business run by 8-year-old Kenya Briggs Bean. This little CEO there makes her products from scratch and has been pushing her product all over the area in several Mississippi counties. Her mother admits she didn't immediately hop on board when Kenya brought her the idea, but came around when she saw her daughter's passion. Apparently she makes about 50 gallons of lemonade at a time, so this is not your little side of the sidewalk stand.
No sidewalk stand, is it?
Sell a gallon or two to the neighbors. No, this is some serious stuff.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of varieties too. You gotta have variety when you have a little business like that, which is good for her.
Doing a great job there.
That's right.
Thanks for watching.
We hope you have a great night.